Hey, it's Tuesday night time for Total Schmidt Show. I'm by the ocean. Let's do this. Hey, tune in every week as I travel the world and I talk to entertainers from all over the world. A lot of writers, a lot of comics, a lot of dancers, a lot of singers, a lot of comics, a lot of producers, a lot of tech people, a lot of comics, a lot of pianists, piano player type people. You know what I'm talking about. Musicians and lots of comics. Every once in a while, we'll throw in a comedy sketch, something like that, some music, some travel stuff. We'll even do a live remote from one or two of the ports that happen to be hanging out at.
That's it. That's the whole show. And I'm going to record it all and put it on the intraweb. Sometimes. Usually late. Always late. Maybe. I don't know. And weekly? No. Maybe. Sort of.
Either way, sit back, grab a beer, light a joint, and enjoy this week's episode of Schmidt Show. Hey guys, Total Schmidt Show, Lenny Schmidt, 6 o'clock on Tuesday. If you tune into the show all the time, you know the drill. I talk to entertainers as I travel. Right now, I'm on the Celebrity Constellation, getting bounced around pretty good. A lot of waves out here, a little rocky seas on this part of the crossing. Do me a favor while you're watching here on the YouTube. Watch above me and below me to the right. You'll see all kinds of social media information, ways that you can follow the show, ways you can support the show by just liking it, giving it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Financially, there's a couple of different ways you can do that. You become a Patreon member, you get some cool stuff, you get updates, all of that, or you can just sponsor the show. The show is supported solely by people that watch the show, subscribers, followers, fans, so forth. And if you want to be one, feel free to go to LennySchmidt.com. All the information is at the page, if you can, page at the top. Do that for me. I'd appreciate it. It helps me finance the show as I'm traveling and carrying all this heavy equipment around with me. This week's episode is Jeff Capri. I worked with him not too long ago on another ship, and I've actually known Jeff maybe 25-ish years. Jeff and I used to work out together in Orange County. We kind of started around the same time. We did some of the Orange County gigs down there. With we talk about that. Steve Klasky, Kelly Moran, Ron Coleman, my brother Mike Schmidt. A lot of us hung out back then. But I ran into Jeff finally on a ship. We got to work together, and we hung out. And we put down an episode. So sit back and enjoy and listen to my conversation with the one and only Jeff Capri. Anyway, yeah, so when I travel, I like to travel with clean clothes. It just makes me feel better. Yeah. And you're right, because sometimes I like going home and not having no unpack.
It's the best. It's like you just went on the road to do laundry.
Yeah.
Because you bring that stuff, you unpack it right into your closet again.
Yeah, and then it saves you time at home too.
Absolutely.
If you're traveling, you got an extra 2 hours to do stuff.
Right, because when you unpack it home and it's all dirty clothes, you take it right out of your luggage and put it in. Oh, now it's like a chore. Oh, yeah. Now I have to do laundry.
I got work to do.
As opposed to let's just put it away.
I just got home. This sucks.
It's like having a clean car with a full tank of gas. It's the same type of thing.
Yeah, right. It's the same exact thing. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, so I'll try. It's sometimes I would normally wash clothes tomorrow. Sometimes especially when I have nicer shirts, I'm afraid of these machines. Sometimes you got to watch these irons. Sometimes.
Oh yeah, they could be hot.
There's an iron. Yeah, I've ruined 2 shirts on these ships
because we can't have irons in the room, right?
No, and I used to have a steamer, but I don't think you can even have that in these rooms on Carnival.
Right,
do the crew thing.
Right, and I've had those little those travel ones don't work very well. Those little tiny ones.
They're really bad. Yeah, and I fall for that twice. I bought a steamer that was a waste of money.
Yeah,
one steamer that was the size of a vacuum that made no sense whatsoever. It was like enormous. And I'm like, why would I carry this giant thing around with me? It makes no sense whatsoever.
I've only seen one steamer that worked. My dad used to use it in his dressing room, and he had it was a plug-in one, and once you plugged it in, it just started steaming. As long as there was water in it,
right? There
was no buttons. There was nothing. It just had steam came out of it, and it worked flawlessly. You could just you just did everything, and it melted the wrinkles away.
Right up. It's kind of like those theater ones. Like, have you ever seen them in a theater shop? Like, if you do a ship, if you work Norwegian, they have a theater, a costumes department, for their shows. And that's where I go to, when I get on the ship, I go iron there, because you're not supposed to go to crew laundry there.
Oh, really?
And they'll do your laundry, but it takes them a day.
Yeah.
So the first day, I'm like, I always bring a shirt I can wear that doesn't get wrinkled, so I can wear it for the first night if I need it. But then they had the steamer, it's like a tank, with a tube. And the second you turn it on, it's like, it's just coming out. And it takes you about 4 seconds to steam a whole...
Great.
Yeah.
Because the shower thing doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, it kind of works, but...
Yeah, it's like, if you want to, you can settle for the shower.
Right. And I think mentally it makes you think, like, oh, okay, I can get away with that.
Yeah, right, that's good enough. It's not bad. But, well, it's easy here, because I did, I just ironed the t-shirt and wore that last night. So.
Right, yeah. So, and the non-formal nights. Now, will you be dressing up tonight?
Yeah, I'm going to wear a shirt and a tie and stuff tonight.
Shirt and a tie?
Yeah, I just started doing that not too long ago. You know what happened? I just started taping all my shows.
Uh-huh.
I was watching my shows, and I thought I looked like a slob. And I was like, I look terrible. And then I was like, I got to wear better clothes. So I wear the black, and you wear a black button and a black slacks. Mm-hmm. And then I'll wear a tie sometimes.
That's great.
But tonight I think I'm going to wear the tie. And I don't mind it. I actually kind of like it. I used to hate it, but now...
Remember what was it? It was in Steve Martin's books. Always dress better than the audience, which is really easy to do here in Carmel.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, because they're all, even on formal night, they're in their
You can put on a golf shirt, you're dressing better.
Yeah, right. Like, how you guys doing? Thanks for coming out for formal night. Is that a white beater? Yeah, they're swatting with people. Yeah. So I follow that, so I do that. So I bring a couple shirts, and then I iron them early in the week, and I'm ready to go.
I still have to iron for tonight.
Do you?
Yeah.
What's it, you the early shows, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but and I don't do a tie, but I like the dress for
Sure.
the formal nights. I wear a nice shirt and
so you look halfway decent on formal night.
And even in the non-formal night, I like the comedy uniform. You know, it's
right.
You know, t-shirt and then blazer.
Right. Yeah, there you go. That's the standard.
That's the comedy. It's the evening at the Improv outfit.
Yeah, it is. Right, exactly. I used to early years ago. I used to wear that, but the shirt I wore was always ripped up. I always wore like a ripped up shirt because when we had really long hair, that was like I look at old headshots now. I'm like, what the fuck? What was I thinking? I look like such a slob. I mean, just long hair, I had the feather earrings and all that stuff, and I'm like, ugh. But yeah, it was always a ripped up shirt with a black blazer.
It's funny to talk about what we would wear when we first started.
Yeah.
I used to think that polka dots were funny, so that was going to be my hook. Forget about writing jokes. Forget about writing jokes. If I wear polka dots, that's going to catch on.
I'll be known as the polka dot guy.
I'll be the polka dot shirt guy. It didn't work.
No, it didn't. I didn't stay with it. I used to wear parachute pants.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I have a friend of mine, Austin Brooks. I opened for him at a theater in Atlanta, in Georgia. Atlanta? Where's he? He's from the South. Oh no, Chattanooga. Chattanooga. And he's got a videotape to this day. It's me. I used to have really long hair, and I used to wear bandanas. I was a big Kinnison fan, so I would just bandana on my head, on my wrists, on my ankles, and I had the earrings, the roach clip, thing. And I would come out I had zebra skin parachute pants. I come out like, whoa! What's up, Chattanooga? And every time I see him, I'm like, oh my God, what the hell?
Because we all want to be rock stars.
That's right.
Because I had the long hair. I would always try to do some sort of rock star thing.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And because Kinnison made it so there was Wild Thing and all that shit was going on, so I was right on board with all of it, man.
Yeah. That intro, that rock and roll intro. It's still the best. We still try to do it.
Yeah, I do. I used to come on to Nothing But a Good Time by Poison. That was the big intro song.
Well, you were dressing like Poison.
Yeah. Oh God. There's only a few. I'm glad there's no. I'm glad we don't have access to cameras like we did back then, because there would be many more embarrassing videos of me.
Although they're fun to see if you find an old picture.
Yeah.
Like you probably had a mullet. I had a version of a mullet.
Sure. Right.
And I know your brother had a curly mullet.
Yeah, he did. Right on. Yeah. And big. He had like a big like a mane. When his got ours is thick.
Yeah, he had the curly one with the bangs and the mullet. It was adorable.
Thick hair. Yeah. Right. It was adorable.
It was. I mean, you look at it now. That's pretty cute.
I like going to when I work clubs. I like walking through, looking at the headshots of the old friends and taking pictures and sending them back.
That's fun.
I do all the time. I'm like, hey Jay, man, look what I found in St. Louis. Like, oh no.
I get that. Anyone who works Tucson and there's an old picture of me with the long hair, polka dot shirt.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah. And they always send that one to me.
That's great.
My picture's on the wall, but I don't work there anymore.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of that. Well, Zanny's is all the walls are headshots.
Yeah,
and really half those guys are dead. Half of them. They used to have a dead wall. We used to joke about the dead wall. Like everybody on the wall seemed to die.
They should do that. You should move them over.
I would think you should. Yeah, they should do it. But
there's an honor to that. I think.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
There was, Steve Seagren. Did you ever meet him? He's a Chicago guy. But he was on the dead wall. We used to give him shit all the time. He's still alive. Heavyweight Steve around the dead
He
wall.
made the dead
He goes,
wall.
"Not the dead wall." I'm like, all right, okay. But it seemed like every time someone died, they're on that wall.
It's like, don't move him from the dead wall. He's now on your live wall and he's going to get hit by a bus.
Yeah, now they don't get put him back in the dead wall. That's just messed up.
We used to, when Bob and I had our comedy club in Huntington, we had only dead comedians on the wall.
Oh, no
we had
way.
Carlin, Pryor, Bill Hicks, Hedberg, Rodney, Kennison.
Was this, what was that, 5 Points?
No.
Is it Burkell or are you talking about somebody else?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
Bob Burkell,
yeah.
okay.
So, I want to say 2016,
Okay.
maybe. It was we had like a 3.5 year run.
Right.
It was in like a Dave and Buster's type
Oh,
place.
cool. All right, I was never down there.
And it's called the Rec Room now, but we have nothing to do with it anymore.
Right.
But it was great. It was an experience running a club.
Yeah.
And I did all the artwork myself. It was cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah, it was cool. But it was like dead people on the wall only.
Right. I kind of like that, though. It's a cool vibe, man. You had to die to make it on the wall.
Yeah.
Until somebody actually kills themselves to get on the wall.
You know what's kind of funny? Robin died during that time, so I made one right away, and we put Robin on the wall. Like,
wow.
yeah,
That's
it was kind of sad.
It's almost sad and surreal. Yeah, right.
It was like he was crying, putting it up. Like,
It was the way I found out Robin. I was flying when Robin died.
Oh, no.
And I walked into the Denver airport off the plane to catch a connection. And if you're in the Met, there's a huge concourse with screens everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I come walking up, I look up, and it's just screens of his face. It says dead, and that's how I found out. I was just like, I was like, what? Fuck. I just stood there for like 10 minutes. I didn't know what to do. I was like, oh my god.
I found out in the morning. I just woke up and they put Robin on Apple's website. They were one of the few people that they put on. So it was, I don't know why I went to Apple first thing in the morning.
Right.
But that was how I found out.
Dude, I hate finding out people die through digital media.
Yeah,
that happens a lot. I find out some friends have passed away through Facebook.
Yeah, that's no good.
No, there's got to be a grace period or something. There was someone that passed away years ago, Matt Ramsey. Man, I can't remember.
Ramsey's dead?
No. I know. That name came to me for some reason because I was thinking Orange County at the time. But damn it, I can't remember his name now. I feel so bad. But his name was Ramsey something. Ramsey, big guy, huge guy, actor, comic, great guy, really sweet kid. And he died. And I got a call from a friend. And I said, "Hey, Ramsey's dead, and we're not putting anything on Facebook. We can't find his sister." That was the thing. I said, "Okay, cool." So we got phone calls. I got my buddy Wendell called, some other people called, and I was like, "That was nice to wait."
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because it doesn't happen that way all the time.
I heard about Geach via the web, Geechy guy. Yeah, and then right away I made calls, wanted to find out because I knew Geach a little bit. So that was shitty to find out that way.
Yeah, somebody called me.
Can we drop S-bombs here?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Someone called me on Geach because I kind of knew him a little bit too. We were a little bit tight. That was another one that threw me off. I mean, dude, I freak every time a comic dies.
It's a bummer. Because we're so close to it.
Yeah. People don't realize how close you are to comics sometimes. When like someone will come to you and go, "Hey, did you hear so and so died?" And I'll be like, "Don't do that. Don't." Someone came up to me before I was going on stage and told me someone died. I can't remember who it was. Obviously, I didn't know. Yeah. But I go, "Hey, you probably shouldn't do that because sometimes you don't realize."
Right before someone goes on? No.
Yeah.
Wait till after. Or during.
Yeah.
Hey, Elmo passed away.
What?
Hey, did you hear about Robin?
What? In the middle of a show? Oh,
yeah.
It's horrible to us.
If you're eating it, then that's a good time to tell me. Yeah, tell me someone died while I'm dying.
Yeah, that would make me actually cry outside while I'm crying inside.
Right.
That'd be the greatest. Thank you so much. That's funny. Did you start Orange County? Because
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I started with your brother.
Yeah, because we were down there in what was the club that Lisa ran?
Lisa ran.
Was it Lisa Grigsby? Was that her name that ran the Orange County Laugh Stop?
Is
that correct, or is that?
That name, I mean, maybe that was somebody before me. I jumped on like mid 80s. I was still in high school and I was doing open mics.
Okay.
And I remember Cindy and Karen were in charge of the Laugh Stop then.
Okay.
And so I would wait. Oh, and Al Korn was also.
Okay.
And so it was, it was all brand new. The open mic night, the list would come out at 6 o'clock. You get on the list, and then the show's at 8.
Right.
And then it got it seemed that it got so popular right away that the list, like, people would get there at like 2 p.m. to get on this list.
Right.
And so I remember having to go wait there fully dressed for the show.
Polka dots?
No. This is even more awful. You ready for this?
Okay.
So I'm in high school. It's '85. Who's the biggest star around then? Michael Jackson.
Oh no!
I had a fucking Thriller jacket, and I'm wearing the Thriller jacket.
You got a glove?
Waiting in line. I didn't wear the glove. I saved that for prom.
Good for you.
I'm waiting in line with the Thriller jacket in the afternoon at 2:00. Waiting to put my name on the list, and I wait in line with like Larry Wilmore, David Spade, a lot of big names. Not then, but got to know those guys. Waiting in line, all the bullshit. It was
right.
It was actually a great time to wait, and then you got a lot of bonding there, and we'd end up doing the shows. But yeah, started the Newport Laugh Stop, and still miss that place.
Yeah, I missed that because I got down there a little bit in the early '90s. I used to know Kelly Moran really well.
Yeah, me too.
I stayed with Kelly a bunch when I was down there. But
Speaking of dead comedians.
Yeah, he's another one. Yeah. I did his memorial at the Comedy Store.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I used to live with him in Seattle. When he was up
I didn't know that.
Yeah, for a while I worked different regions of the country. Like I would bounce from region and then work. And I would live at Kelly's place and work the Northwest. I go all over the place.
Okay.
So I'd mainly stay at Kelly's place. So I spent a ton of time with him.
It's so weird you and I hadn't really met back then because I was close with your brother. I was close with Kelly. And you and I really didn't connect till way later.
Right, because especially those Orange County years, because that was like I did a lot of Steve Klasky shows.
Me too.
All that
oh
stuff.
my god.
Yeah, I mean,
I even spoke at his in his garage class once.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, I was the guest speaker.
That's good.
In the garage class.
I didn't know he had a garage. I
had
a class.
I think Brian Posehn was in his class then.
No way, really.
So I'm the guest speaker, and there's Brian Posehn, and I see him like that was the odd guy in the class, and that guy's hilarious.
Yeah, he's huge now.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, I remember all those guys, and then Ron Coleman, who I just reconnected with in Vegas not long ago.
Oh yeah,
when I hadn't seen him in probably 20 years.
Right, he's the same. He's just
I know, right?
He looks the same. He's just a little older.
But he looks very close to this, exactly the same as he was when he was younger.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's he has a different political philosophy than I do.
Oh, is he a right guy?
He's more to the right.
Is he a Trump guy? Okay.
Yeah, but hey, we don't get into that. We're still
that's
pals.
Cool that you can do that because I got a lot of friends that are like that. Mm-hmm. I'm more friends with because I'm kind of in the middle. Mm-hmm. So I'm more friends with people on the right than I am some people on the left. If I'm not totally with them, sometimes if you're on either side, you're so deep that if you don't agree with them, you can't be friends with them.
Right? No, I'm not like that.
Yeah, I'm not like that either. Like I have a lot of friends that I disagree with completely. I bet you're way off.
Yeah, that's totally fine. And I love Ron. And do you know? I mean, if you know Ron. Interesting. You know, he was roommates with Quentin Tarantino.
I did know that. Yeah, I knew because he wasn't paying his rent for a while, and there was all kinds of a lot of stories. Because this back then we were hanging out in Orange County. Okay. It was just after Quentin had moved out, and he was pissed off at Quentin for a while, and then Quentin hit it big, and then he was really pissed off at Quentin.
Yeah. I guess there was a part for him in one of the early movies or something, and he never. Right. I was like, well, you should call him. He'll throw you something.
Yeah. Never called him.
I wonder if Quentin ever came to the Laugh Stop and we just didn't even know.
Yeah, how funny would that be?
Right. We just came to check out his buddy Ron.
Yeah, I don't know. He used to say, because Ron used to bitch, he used to sit in his room and write all day. He goes, he just sits in his room and writes all day. I'm like, all right, well, I guess it paid off in the long run. Yeah.
Yeah, what were you doing, Ron?
Maybe you should have been in your room right now. No offense to you, but I mean, the two of us are sitting in a cruise ship right now talking, so who knows? But yeah, I knew he was roommates with him for a while. That was a wild time, those Orange County years.
I loved it. I missed it. That was such a great place to cut your teeth. And I still have close friends from the Laugh Stop, and so it was just a special time, and it was when we all started, and learning a lot. I remember I was so young, I was like out of high school. It was doing sets here and there, and then one time somebody came from the Comedy Store, and I did a set, and he came up to me afterward, and he's like, "Oh, do you want to come do the Comedy Store?" And I'm thinking, how easy is comedy? I just did one set. I'm already being booked at the Comedy. This is so easy. What a cakewalk. That's what I didn't. So I go to the Comedy Store. I learn, because I'm underage, I wasn't allowed in the building until I was called.
Yeah.
And second, it was the belly room.
Oh, great. Okay. Nice. They probably got scared.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I used to do.
And I ate it like horribly.
Yeah, I used to do. I had to follow Dice in the original room one night, and I was annoyed because he was in the main room. It was huge. He was huge. He was Dice.
Yeah.
And I go, I'm in the original room, and I go, well, Dice is in the other room, whatever. So I get ready to go up, and Dice finishes in the main room. They go, Dice wants to go up before you do some time, and I'm like, why? He just did fucking
Right.
Okay, and he goes up and just fucking destroys for
Of course.
however long he's gonna go. And they went up and just ate shit for 5 minutes, so it felt like an hour. You know, it was just the worst. It was only the way they laughed and people.
How did you handle it? When they introduced you after Dice? Because we've learned over the years, following a big guy like that, there's an art to that. You can pull it off.
Yeah.
But if you hadn't done that before,
I didn't pull it off. I didn't do anything right.
So did you acknowledge that it was
Oh yeah,
Dice?
you got to
or like-
acknowledge it. You go, folks, give it up for Dice Clay.
Right.
Yeah, woohoo. Yeah. So I'm from Illinois.
Right. No, you just went right into it.
Yeah, I don't know. It was so far back. I just remember eating it the whole. And I was really green at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I was only in it about 3 years maybe.
So now you followed Dice, you'd have a different approach, right? You'd be able to.
Yeah.
I mean, first you'd be pissed, all over again. It's like, why would you put me after him?
Well, I do the same thing. I'll get it for Dice Clay. And then I'd probably talk about him for a minute or two.
Yes.
I'd probably talk about having to follow him, make fun of that.
Right, exactly.
And then get into and then weed my way into my.
I would think that's how you do
which
it.
Which is a smart move instead of just coming right out with,
Yeah.
Who's on? I mean, you have dinner tonight? Whatever stupid segue you're gonna.
I had to do that, and not with Dice, but it was in Vegas, and Pauly Shore went on, then Marsha Warfield, then Louis Anderson, and then me. The booked feature act goes on after those three.
Right.
So that's exactly what I did. I went on, and Ollie's like, you guys don't even need me. You don't know who the hell I am. Why do you give a shit?
You got to make fun of yourself a lot. Yeah.
So it was just self-deprecating, sure. And that got laughs. That endeared them to me, and then I went into it, and it was great. It was one of the best sets I've had.
Right. If you're great to it, then while you're doing it, if you tell a joke that doesn't get a strong response, you can go right back to, see, what did I tell you? I should not be. It's a waste of your time, right? I would complain. You should fill out. There's a million ways to jump on.
You already got your money's worth. You don't. Yeah.
See, that's great.
Yeah,
because you first of all, you're way more confident about yourself as a comic, and you understand the business more to know that's how you it's not about following the guy.
Right. So you guys aren't going to remember me anyway. What's this? When you go to the bar, you can be like, oh, we saw this, we saw that.
Justin Mother guy.
And then other guy.
Who's that one guy after? He was pretty funny too.
Yeah, he kind of looks like this. Yeah, and then
he had polka dots on. I know that.
Should have worn the polka dots that night. That would have been. See, maybe I'll bring them back. It's time to bring the polka dots back.
Maybe, man. Maybe. You never know. I know this. No one's wearing them. No one's wearing them.
No. And they are funny. Polka dots are funny.
Clowns wear them.
Polka dots are funny. Can't say that they're not funny.
Big tie with polka dots? Come on.
Stripes, not funny. Polka dots are funny.
Polka dots are funny because they're kind of unpredictable.
Yeah.
Stripes, you know where they're going.
Stripes, yeah. One way that side, but they're not funny.
Up and down, left and right.
Polka dots.
Who knows? You can see nothing and then boom, a polka dot right
polka
here.
Dots, yeah.
And different colors too. Woo.
Right. Yeah.
Love it.
Spots on anything, yeah. Acne. Acne's funny.
Yeah. Get it? It all works together. So you're married, right? Are you married? Well, you're not married.
Technically.
Yeah, you have a girlfriend you've had forever.
13 years.
All right.
Partner. So I say partner now.
That's good.
Yeah.
Did you just bring her on some ships or something?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, we've been lucky to do that a couple times.
Very cool.
Yeah, she's been on 2 of them so far, and she's still on the fence of whether she's big fan of the cruise ships, but it's just fun to do something different.
Well, it's really convenient to bring her out of Long Beach, like on a Radiance run.
Yeah.
That's what I do with my kids a lot.
I think we might be doing that later in the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because it's a weekend, it's fun. And
you get away, you're together for the weekend, you go to Mexico or whatever.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, that's a great one. Ensenada's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love the tacos you were talking about.
Yeah, kind of love.
You have a taco place in Ensenada?
I got a bunch of it. Depends on what you want, man. I'm my favorite place for steak tacos. My favorite place for fish.
Oh, really?
There's 2 carnita places I go to.
Carnitas are my favorite.
Dude, there's one guy that sells carnitas. His name is Ronaldo, I think his name is. I got it in my phone. Him and his wife and his kid run a stand about 2 blocks from the port.
Okay.
And it's right by the museum. You know where the museum is? It's behind the museum.
Okay.
So if you go back there, he's only there. He's only there until he runs out of food. He slow cooks carnitas all night.
Okay.
Right, and then brings it and sets up a stand and all he sells is carnitas. He sells them, and if you get them there, you can get them lean, you can get them fatty, or you can get a mix of both. Oh, and then his wife makes all these salsas. They're the best carnitas in this.
Oh my god.
They're unbelievable.
Getting a little food horny.
Oh, I know. I brought my kid. We did the tour of the museum, And I got bored. I go, we need to go get some. We went around the corner, and there's another place that's kind of more popular. It's bigger. It's like a big restaurant. It's always busy. It's just carnitas, and they're good. But I think his are better.
Okay,
they're really, really good.
There's one place on the main strip. You know, they're good. It's still a pretty touristy spot, but it's a nice little spot, and it's food. I don't know the name of it, but it's on that walk to Papa's and Beer.
The main street.
Yeah, so it's in between all the shops and everything, but it's a good little joint.
That's a good place. There's another place that's really good is no one goes to much is, you know, when you're walking toward downtown and you pass the Carl's Jr. and there's a popcorn store, you know, the popcorn.
Yeah.
Right next to the popcorn store, there's a taco place. It's called. Damn it!
It's right on the corner,
It's next to the one on the corner.
Okay,
It's
and
in the
they have
middle.
the thing that they shaved the meat off of one of those rotisserie.
No, it's next to that one.
Okay,
but their tacos are all the thing. They don't get real busy because they don't do liquor and there's no Wi-Fi.
Okay,
but their tacos are amazing. They do fish, they do shrimp, their steak tacos are phenomenal. So I usually go there first and get tacos and eat like 4 to 6, and it's like, you know, what, $8 or whatever.
Yeah,
bunch of tacos.
So good.
And then they go to the coffee shop and do Wi-Fi all day or whatever.
The coffee shop that has the loft. That
place,
the
La Churro. That place is the best.
That place is great. And have you got the churros from there?
Yes. Are you kidding me?
Where they inject
they do the
goop inside
the wine one. Have you ever heard that? The vino one.
No.
It's like a red wine filling.
No.
It's delicious. Really
I gotta
good.
try that one. I've just had
love
the caramel and the chocolate.
That's a good one. And they do the minis. Yeah, they're fresh. Those are fresh.
Those are great. They're awesome. $2.
Oh my god, it's so good.
But you will burn your face off. It's
you
lava in there.
You gotta be patient. When you get it, you gotta realize it's a hot churro. It's a really hot churro. And now there's other little churro places up and down that street, but those are the best churros.
Yeah, that's great. And then you got the good Wi-Fi in the loft and all that.
Yeah. And then there's the place. It's called Olivia's or whatever. The one that was on Anthony Bourdain's place.
Right across the street.
Kind of. It's down the street. But it's a little courtyard downstairs. And she used to be a carp, and now she's a restaurant. But that's the place Bourdain made famous.
Oh, okay.
There's pictures all over the place. They do a real good shrimp Diablo taco.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds good.
And it's a
I haven't been there.
Yeah, it's really good.
Oh, that's good. Because the place across from the churros place is that seafood joint.
Yeah, the big blue awning.
And they got the good ceviche and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. See, I could talk food all day, but that's all I do, and that's not. See, when I was younger, it was all about the shots and the booze.
Right.
Now it's just like, dude, they have a carnitas taco? Really? Let's go.
Right. Shots and booze is easy.
Yeah, you get it anyway.
Particularly in Mexico, so you go to the library. Would you like a shot with your book?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You know what else is really good there? I don't know if you've probably never been there, but I was vegetarian for a year.
Oh, wow.
There's a place there that's a vegan place, and it's called Falafel. And you walk past it when you're going toward the city. It's before Carl's Jr. Mm-hmm. It's in a strip mall, and there's actually a Wi-Fi place there and a pharmacy, but it's really small. They have the best hummus and falafel I have ever had. You used to get a hummus plate where they would give you a whole plate covered with hummus and the little chunks of falafel, and they made their own relishes, and it was all vegan.
Oh, wow.
It was unbelievable, though.
Wow.
It was like, when I was looking for good
You don't
places,
think of that in Mexico.
I didn't, and when I was in there, I knew it was really good. Someone, who told me it was... Lowell Sanders told me about it. He said, go check it out. And when I was in there, I met people from LA that were working in the area, and they're vegan. They go, this is the only place we can eat in the city.
Is Lowell vegan now?
I don't think he's vegan.
Okay.
But he told me, I know he's been there he's the place he told me he's wanted to try it.
Okay. And
it was phenomenal. Like I said, every time I went there, I saw a hardcore vegan from LA that was just in town.
I love the word hardcore vegan next to each other.
I know, right? Yeah, right. In LA, they're very militant. I mean, they're real vegans.
Yeah.
There's vegans in Chicago, but that's
That's
like a beef without peppers, or you know what I mean, or light beef, more pepper, or whatever.
A hardcore vegan is they'll give you the stink eye if you even have a glass. If there's cream in your coffee.
Right, they will.
Oh,
yeah.
You're screwing up.
Look down on you.
Right.
You're destroying the planet. What? It's just cream.
Right.
It's not dairy. No, you're still.
Yeah, no cow died for this. We just got pulled on a little bit.
You're still out of line.
Yeah.
So how do you like the ship thing, man? You're 3 years in.
I love it. I really, really like it. Yeah. I didn't know how I was going to feel about it. I had done it before I should have, like a good 12 years ago for Holland.
Right. Ooh, that's a bad first experience.
Yeah, it was weird.
Especially 12 years ago.
12 years ago, and they were really, really old. I was too green.
Right.
And I was booked to do a adult show, but they said it can't have any bad words in it.
Right.
So like, be adult, but don't be adult. Like, okay.
Right.
And it was only one show a week.
Right.
So I did 2 weeks, one show a week, and that went fine. They called me back. Like, it was over the holidays. They called me back for New Year's, and went back. Same deal. Although this time I had to follow a magician, and he went late. And they introduced me while people were still walking out, and he was selling his DVDs, and they introduced me. Yeah. And so it's like the lights are on, and they introduced me. It was
It's like you're cleaning up.
Yeah, it was definitely the custodial set.
Right.
And it was not good, and
Right.
I never went back. So
Yeah, right.
then cut to now, and Carnival, totally different vibe. Comedy clubs, comics that are working, and it just was a really perfect fit. And I think I locked into it pretty quick, and I've just been digging it.
Yeah.
You know, people come to have a good time. They're already in a good mood. The shows are packed.
Yeah, the shows are great.
Yeah.
On Carnival, on all the ships, the shows are always packed. But I like the Carnival. I like this club setup. Mm-hmm. Carnival does that. Norwegian does it. Mm-hmm. Princess is starting to do it now.
That's what I heard.
Yeah. And Holland was going to start doing something similar. I think a lot of the ships are going to end up doing that. There's a lot of comics out there. First of all, it's an easy fit for the cruise lines.
It doesn't cost them much. It's the low production. And, and
one guy, and you could do a whole show for any of us could do an hour.
Right.
Anywhere. If
Or
we
more
had
than.
to.
I mean, I saw you have 5 different shows.
Yeah. I mean,
that's crazy to me still.
Any one of us comics though could go up and entertain any room full of people for 45 minutes.
Right.
All we need is ourselves and a microphone, and it would save them thousands of dollars.
Right.
Because they don't need production shows, sound people, you know.
Right.
I mean,
you don't have to be approved for certain things.
Yeah. Right. You don't need corporate approval. Right. Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, so I think more lines are going to end up going that way because they cut back on. I mean, shit. Just think about production costs alone for a show. You're losing 6 entertainers, 4 tech, at least 4 to 6 tech people, and then the people have to create the show. The people, I mean, that's at least you're losing 15 to 20 people as opposed to one person.
And people always seem to gravitate towards the comedy shows. As far as I know, it's the most happening thing to do on the ship.
Yeah, and one of the reasons, like I mentioned this before, is we were talking about Holland 12 years ago. All the ship crowds were way more uptight years ago. Like
they were really old too, like colostomy bag old.
Holland's the worst. Yeah. I mean, I've never even tried to get on Holland. Like I have no interest in trying.
It was a nice ship. I mean, I remember that. It was
it's awesome.
First time on a cruise ship, I was kind of blown away with how nice it was, and it was a nice room with a window.
Yeah.
You know, not
not this. Yeah, I love the celebrity gig. I do that one a lot.
Yeah.
And you do 3 shows on there, and then you basically repeat a family show 45 minutes, and then you do one adult show later in the week. And I like that. So
it's 3 45-minute shows you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's technically 2 45s. You repeat the clean one.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So you do 2 45s that are the same, and then one different adult 45
later in the week.
Okay. Yeah. So you only need 2 45s.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Wow.
That's it. Wow. Yeah. And it works great. And
I got that. I have that. I have that banked.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Once you get in their wheelhouse, all you do is listen. Have your agent listen for fall. You know what it is? Now you get fallouts from them. Yeah. Celebrity books so far ahead. They go a year ahead. They're already starting to talk about next year. So.
Same with Carnival, right? Yeah.
Well, they just started that. Carnival used to do 2 or 3 months ahead of time. They just started doing this year ahead thing within the last year,
which I kind of like.
Year.
I mean,
I like it too because I like it. Like my whole year this year's almost booked. Yeah. Like I'm a little light in the spring, but the rest of the year I like to book ahead because then I take weeks off. I'll book a bunch of work, but then I'll go. I'll take these 2 weeks off in a row. Yeah. That way I got 2 weeks out on the road. Or I always take Thanksgiving off. I like to be around for certain things with the kids.
And as comics, before the cruise ships, when did we even have that knowing when the next gig was coming?
Right. Or,
I don't know about you, but it was always, month to month, or maybe at the most you had 2 months booked out.
Right. Well, the nicer clubs you would get, like the bigger clubs, like whatever, Brad Garrett's, Sandy's, I would get that. And I go, okay, that's a lock.
Right.
But also a lot of times when you book something, you're like, I wonder if it's still going to be there, or
Sure.
is there going to be a new booker? That's how when a new booker shows up, you're like, oh shit,
Yeah,
because they just cancel your shit.
Do you want the February date or do you want the August date?
February. Yeah,
I
right.
think
I'll do
February.
February. Let's do February. Go from there. Yeah, because you never know. Because new bookers would literally come in and just clean the calendar.
Right.
And you would go, why would you
Or
cancel?
clubs will fail, or if it's yeah.
That used to drive me crazy. I'm like, I understand you're coming in and taking over, but you know, especially like it's 6 weeks away, and you're like, well, now I can't really rebook it. You know, for at least with ships, for the most part, 99% of the time you're locked in.
Right.
You know, there's port changes and a little bit of things that change here and there, but 99% of the time when you book it,
So that's been nice. That like I've been booked through March since mid last year.
Yeah, it's like job security. It's weird. It's almost uncomfortable. You know, like,
I don't know what to do myself.
Wow. This is really weird.
I'm planning to do things. And, saving a little money. Crazy.
This doesn't seem right at all.
Savings account.
The world is ending. Yeah, yeah, right on. No, but that's the cool. One of the things I like about and there's because they don't like to mess around with rebooking stuff either. Once you're locked in and you're into their little rotation or on their list, you're set. You're good, man.
Yeah, and they're nice people. I mean, generally speaking, it's a really nice gig. People are really nice. They seem to appreciate what you do, and
everybody on the ship is amazing.
Yeah, they really are.
Every CD I've worked with and the EDs, these guys work their ass off too. That's the thing is, well, plus you're a good comic and you're responsible, so they're like, oh, thank God, Capri's here. You know what I mean? They're because you get, they get a bad comic and they're like, oh God, what are we gonna do?
Is he gonna show up?
What if the crowd? What if it doesn't do?
I just never want to be a high maintenance comic. That's always been my fear.
Yeah, you're like, Jeff's on the phone again. Son of a bitch.
What does he want?
What do you want now?
What does he want? He wants lights and sound. What is that? That's crazy.
Yeah, we don't have a polka dot curtain. That's stupid.
Polka dot curtains. That would be funny.
Yeah, I think so.
If you wore a polka dot shirt, then they would never see me.
They wouldn't really camouflage. No, but I like I started doing shifts when I got divorced. Like I wasn't really working the road much. I was doing more acting and commercials and shit like that. So when I got divorced, the agency started, and my buddy's like, "You gonna do shifts?" And I go, "Yeah," because my lawyer was killing me divorce-wise. Like, I need the money.
Yeah.
So I kind of fell back in love with doing stand-up. But then the shifts kind of force you to write, like when you're doing, especially this scenario. Definitely. And I really got into that. I was like, "Oh, cool." Then I started liking writing again. I go, "Oh, this is great."
It really put some pepper up my ass with that. Because when it first started, like you have to have all these different sets and had them, but I definitely had to go back in time and like, oh, that's a bit I used to do. I guess I'll bring that back and bring that back. But not only did it force me to bring it back, but I improved it, changed it, updated it, and then that led to other stuff. And so it really helped with the writing and
because you're such a better comic and writer now than you were. Like I pull out notes from 25 years ago. I mean, I keep a lot of old shit. I used to write in pencil. I used to write everything in pencil. I learned this the hard way. Over years it fades. So I was looking at old notes going, oh, I can't even read these. So I switched to pen at one point. But
you use the phone at all? Do you use any of the?
Oh yeah, I know on my phone. I use the one of the voice recorders. Oh. So I got hundreds of.
There's a couple comedy writing apps that aren't bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't use them all the time, but someone, I don't even know who it is, but they have an idea. You can voice record it. You can save it to the cloud. You can pick it you can. I think it's the comedy. I'll look it up.
Do you have it on your phone?
I do.
Okay.
Comedy Companion.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes
Comedy
sense.
Companion, and here, and I'll show you that's kind of what it does. Like, you can have like your ideas right there. You can have set lists.
Oh, right on.
And then you can and then you can say they're in development. And you can just put
I like that.
You just put your brain droppings on it.
Dude, thank you. Yeah, I'll look into that for sure. Yeah, it's really and that's real convenient for us because one of the biggest, one of the negative or one of the difficult things, a lot of times you don't have proper Wi-Fi connection.
Yeah.
So you need an app that works off of.
And then as soon as you're on it, we'll upload
and back up. Yeah, Companion. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look into that for sure. Thank you.
All right, and wow, here's some jokes here I haven't even thought of. And it's probably a good idea. Something I sent, sometimes with these, just late night.
Yeah.
Maybe we were drinking. The trans-military. Why do you think they call them privates? God. Like you probably never hear that ever again.
Yeah, right. Well, it's one of those, but you put all the ideas down, then you sift them out.
Right.
Like I got all these recordings, and I do know this. I know I have how many recordings do I have? 218. And some of them I could delete some of these because I record shows too. So all these shows I could get rid of.
But you get it. That's the time that it's spent writing. Right, is going back and listening to those and writing those down.
Well, I know this. I know the longer the recording is, if it's not a show, the drunker I am. Like if I see 13 minutes, I go, I've got to be hammered during this.
So what booze inspires the funniest?
I don't have a specific booze that inspires the
okay.
funniest. I think I just get to a certain level and I'm like, I'm drunk. And it's usually me with a bunch of people and I'm yelling. I go, wait, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. I go, so do the thing about the burrito. Why is it rolled? Why is it rolled? Why wouldn't you fold it?
Why isn't it a square?
I'll listen to it and go, well, none of this is funny. There's nothing I can keep in this.
But it's kind of funny.
But every once in a while you find one or two. But that's funny. That's our job. Is to throw out a bunch of shit and find. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good.
It's mining.
Yeah, it is exactly what it is. Yeah, you're shifting out the bullshit.
Yeah. That's a lot of
Look what I found.
Hey, there's something
Look what
there.
I found.
Oh shit, where did I go? Son of a bitch!
No, come back, son of a bitch. Everyone quiet.
I love it.
That's perfect.
Now, does your brother do ships ever?
He doesn't do ships. He's thinking about getting into it though. I'm gonna talk to him about it.
Yeah,
he does.
He's always so funny.
He's hilarious.
Yeah,
he's years ago. He's one of the best writers I ever met. He's doing really topical shit. You know, back then he was doing
absolutely. And I know him and Jimmy Pardo were close.
Yeah,
are they still?
They're friends. But Mike went. Mike used to be on his podcast all the time, and now he's not on it all the time. He's on occasionally.
Okay.
So they get along fine. They just went their separate. Mike's got his own podcast.
Right.
But Mike does. Like I record a new album once every year and a half or so, and I do it in Chicago. And Mike comes with me, and he's opened for me at Zany's the last 3 times I think I've been there.
Oh, that's
so
great.
That's worked out great.
I think I remember seeing some posts of both you guys on the
I always
show.
do pictures from us when we're kids.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of those.
That's so special.
We're coming home. Yeah, because we get a lot of. We went to high school near there, so we get. We draw well, you know.
That'd be a great comedy special, just the two Schmidts.
Yeah, it would be good. He's got to. He knows. Like I book. I was going to tell you this. I book a couple gigs in L.A. I got them coming up.
You got the writing gig, right? Or isn't you do an open mic with all the?
It's kind of an open mic. Yeah, I don't know if you're
open mic's not the right word, but you use professionals that work out.
Usually, yeah. But it's becoming like lately. There's more open micers on there than I want open micers, and that's. But what happens is the guys, and I've noticed this. The open micers right away are like, I'm in, I can do it, and because I used to not invite them. But then the guys that work all the time hit me up right before the show, like a few days. They go, I'm in town, I can do it.
Right.
So, but the thing is, I can't wait till then to book it.
Right. It's not fair to the other guys, too.
Right. It's not. And then also, I hated being in a situation where, A, I had a show in 2 days and I only had 5 people booked, and it was a 3-hour show.
Yeah. And
B, I'm like, I don't like stretching to kill time. Because I give you time slots. I go, you're on around 10:15.
Yeah. Okay.
So that you don't have to be there at 7. That just seems stupid to me.
Right. Oh,
so,
nice.
but then certain guys don't show up. And go, I got to fill 20 minutes. And I go, this is stupid.
Yeah.
And it was just so I sent a message out there. Everybody go, guys, I can't do that. I gotta know if you're coming or not. Right. If you can't make it, let me know ahead of time or whatever.
That's fair.
Anyway, I'm doing that. There's there's another one I'm doing too in Woodland Hills. I just booked. It's February 9th.
Same type of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Same exact thing. The one February 9th might be a little bit different because it'll be a shorter show, and it might do more working comics. It's a Friday, and I might do maybe 4 guys with 20-minute sets or whatever.
So, okay.
But it doesn't pay. I mean, I don't have any. I'm in no position to pay.
But do you have guys literally come bringing the notebook up and doing that?
Yeah, it works. Like, dude, you know who's great at that is John Hook. Joe Bartnick comes in. Lisa Alvarado will have their phone. They go blah 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 blah. Nope, blah 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 blah. Okay, blah blah blah. Henry Phillips is coming back. He's doing it this week.
I would love to do that. I mean, just totally use it as a workout.
That's what I wanted it to be.
Yeah, I'm not afraid to eat it and die and one of those things.
Well, that's the type of thing that excites me about an open mic for us.
Yeah.
Like, I open the show with a notebook. I bring a whole notebook up, and I'll go blah blah. I'll do 15, 20 minutes, a bunch, and it's a tough room too. So I kind of like that vibe. And then I'll just bring people up all night long, and guys will bring up notebooks and stuff. And John Huck is great at it.
Yeah.
Augie Smith too. He closes the show a lot.
I mean, I've seen the flyers that you have, and you have amazing guys.
I'll send you. We're back there next week on the 15th. I'll put you on the thread. Because you can just, if you want to go, then just respond and go yes.
Okay.
And then if you don't, just don't do it.
Yeah, if I can't do it, then I won't respond. But I would love. Yeah, I want
No, I'd love to have it because
just,
I wanted it to be something that you can work on new shit.
Yeah.
Specifically.
I would just love to do it and just like, all right, this might be a complete eat, but
Right. Yeah, he does. Yeah, that's my favorite part is when someone else do something. No, you're right. My bad. I apologize.
Right.
Horrible. You're right. Oh, yeah, you're
all
right.
right. You ever do the thing? I've done a couple rooms like that where you do it, but then it's all going to be new shit, and then you actually do a joke that you know kills.
Yeah.
And you make it look like you're reading.
Yeah, I've done it a couple
times.
I'll do that on purpose and then go, I fucking tricked you fuckers.
See?
I go, that's a hitter. That's a hitter, you assholes. That's been working for years. Don't you stare at me.
Yeah,
do your part.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. I like that. But yeah, I'll put you on the thread for that for sure.
Okay.
You got who else? Oh, you know who else does it a lot? Keith Dion does
Yeah,
it.
I saw his name. He always promotes it too. And I love Keith. I haven't seen him.
God, I love Keith.
He's such a sweet guy.
Yeah, I loved working in that room with him, man. It was a
for
great
years.
time.
It was so fun.
It was a blast.
Him and KC.
Oh, they're so cool.
They're just great, and she does amazing artwork too.
Yeah, they're a cool couple.
They really are.
They're fucking.
You know,
have you seen them do their characters?
Oh no,
dude! They have characters they play where they'll get dressed up as these characters and go out and spend the day. I can't remember their names, but it's like a wig. And dude, they're not themselves. They play this. Dude, it's fucking hilarious.
That's great.
It's really cool for the two of them to do it as a couple. It's dynamite. It's really fun.
So, I'll tell you a funny story about Keith. Keith back in the day, he worked for. I want to say, was it Randy that used not
Lubis?
Not Randy Lubis. No, it was was it Randy Butler? That used to have the room before Keith.
Oh,
and I think Keith worked for him. Maybe it's not
right.
Maybe it was Randy Butler or somebody.
Harry Capehart was there.
Harry Capehart,
right.
So Keith worked for him, and then once Harry bailed, then that's when Keith took that over, right? So, and then...
this is the Ventura room, if we're in time.
Right,
the Ventura
Comedy Club. Right. And Keith
which
was
over... Hornblowers, originally.
Right,
Harry
the Hornblowers, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was the big long room before it was the other room.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. But so when Keith first took it over, I was working it a lot. He was really good to me. And KC, are they married now?
I don't think.
Or they're just partnered with.
They've
whatever.
been carbon partners for.
But she had just started working with him, and I had no idea they were together. And one of the times I went to work there, I was really flirting hard with Casey.
Oh, were you really?
Like hard, like really, really hard. To the point where Keith had to just pull me aside. Hey, we're together now. And I just went white. He's like, oh, I'm such an asshole. I'm so sorry. I think, hey, of course.
Thanks for the heads up.
We have good taste.
Yeah, right. You're backing your way out of it.
I'm trying to back my way out of it. And they had a sense of humor about it. They were all super cool, and it was all like everything was fine from that on. But I felt like such an asshole.
That's so funny. They would have a great sense of humor about it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. They probably were talking about how long do you think we should wait before we tell Jeff?
Right. Yeah. Let's wait till he makes a real strong move.
I don't know. It's kind of funny right now. That's hilarious.
Yeah, but they're great. So and Keith was always funny.
I loved Keith, man.
Yeah. I mean,
I love doing that room. I did that room for every owner, but I did it for Keith a million times. And there was one particular night we were there. We talked about this night all the time. We were there. It was me, him, KC. There was two of the door guys. I can't remember their names now. Brian, I want to say maybe.
It was Bruce Baum's kid.
No, it wasn't. I know Dylan.
Yeah.
Dylan?
Yeah, I think
I know.
so. Yeah.
I know Dylan. It wasn't Dylan. At the
Okay.
time, it wasn't Dylan. It was another guy. It was a tall guy. He was a cool dude. They're all cool dudes. They're great. So we got pizza. We're eating pizza. And we're just drunk. We're very, very drunk.
There's a lot of drinking going on in there.
And then now we're out of cigarettes, too. We all smoke. So Keith decides to go buy cigarettes at 7-Eleven. So he leaves and drives in the car. He shouldn't be driving.
No.
He leaves and he comes back and he sees a cop. So he's going the back way. And we're sitting there, where the hell is he? And he came back. And then so we look back at this and go, that was one of the dumbest things we've ever done. It was stupid. We were there till like 3 in the morning. I mean,
we had a lot of late nights there.
yeah,
man,
great.
that was so fun.
It was so much fun.
So much drinking, so
really
much.
much.
Yeah, so much. Should never have driven back.
Yeah, no, it was really.
And that's a long drive from Ventura.
Yeah, for me it's long. For you it's even got to be what is it, an hour for you at least, right?
Hour 10.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's 45 minutes for me, which is still. I remember driving home from there a couple times when I shouldn't have driven
I like
home.
to think, if we left at 3, that means we stopped drinking around 1. No, I'm saying that for the camera.
Sure. For the benefit of the web police that are going to be watching this.
Not a complete.
Well, there is a what do you call it?
Many times I would stay there.
There's a time of what's the word? The time.
Statute of
There's
limitations.
statute of limitations on DUI, I believe. I think
Statute.
I can't. You can't bust me for something I did back in
Right.
1998.
You can't prove that it happened.
Nope.
This could be just.
I could be lying. We could be totally lying.
Yeah, we could, or just mistaken. Because there was a lot of drinking involved.
So
the time could have been really off.
Facts could be way off.
We could be really.
Right. I think we're making it worse.
I think we really are.
All right, man, dude. Let's wrap this up. This was awesome. I'm glad you were able to do it.
Thanks for.
No problem.
I really didn't have much to do today.
I know it's easy to do this on this. Everybody's like, yes. It's great when they do the ones with the crossings. There's like 6 or 7 comics.
Oh.
Like I'm still editing. I did 5 people on the Freedom.
Oh,
and
fun.
I still got a bunch of those. I got a couple of those I got to put up. So.
Oh, that's cool.
And it'll be a few weeks before this is up, but I'll let you know. Okay. But whatever you have social media wise, play it right to camera, man.
Okay. Facebook /Jeff Capri. Instagram @Jeff Capri, JeffCapri.com, Twitter. That's all the same. Just @Jeff Capri. That's it.
Right. Perfect.
That's
all
it.
right.
Thank
you, man.
Thanks a lot. All right.
You're still watching? That's amazing. Nobody does that. Nobody, but you did. That means you want more. Pick one of these clips. Go for it. I dare you. Hey, also follow one of those social media thingies.